Hey, what's up, all? Back again with another video after so long. Boy, I've been busy. Oh my God. You know, I've had to work. I got so many bills I got to catch up on. So, that's why I never really had any time. And people was like, well, it doesn't take that much time to just top it out real quick. But yeah, but I need to be able to get to a specific street and I need to top it out. It's just a lot. I need to be prepared. I actually bought another tire because remember I got a flat on my PMT because a big ass screw was in it and I tried to patch it, didn't work. So I bought another tire because I was so anxious to ride the limited on those PMTs. So I bought one of those and I was like, okay, I'm ready to top it out. Checked all the screws or whatever. So, yeah. And, straight up unbiased review. Remember, guys, I'm the messenger here, okay? I bought the Dualtron Storm Limited for my needs for a multitude of reasons, not just one. So I'm just a messenger. I'm just here to let you know what's going on. I'm not here to compete with anybody. I'm not here to, oh yeah, this is the biggest, baddest. I'm not here to do that. These are the scooters that I own. Because I don't do that with scooters I don't own. Because there's some people like, yeah, the scooter's sick and blah blah blah. It's like, but you don't own it. Like you don't ride it every day. I'm only gonna do that with shit that I own. Or if I tried it, if I actually tried it, then I'll speak, my opinion of what I think of it. You know what I mean? Even the ones I'm not a fan of, I tried them. Like, well, yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but it's good. Um, so yeah, I did the speed test, and this is what I got. Okay, so as you can see, I got 56 miles an hour. Now, also keep in mind, it was a creep too. Once I got to 56, it was a creep. I could have kept going, but as you can see, I kind of just let off. Like I was just done. Like it probably would have got a little bit more if I would have gone. It would just been a creep. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was just too much for me. I was just like, man, it's too fast. Oh yeah, and also keep in mind, not sure if it matters, but just something to throw in there that I had those super big, ultra wide PMTs on when I did the Speed 2. That may have been a factor as well. You know what I mean? I wasn't on the traditional skinny tires because I just don't like those thin ass tires. But those skinnier, thin tires may have propelled me a lot faster. You know what I mean? Because they're more narrow. That's something to keep in mind. So before me specifically, I got 47 miles an hour. Okay. So from 47 to 56, I was expecting to hit the 60 mark. It's close to the 60 mark, but it's not the 60 mark. Now, up until that point is where it starts to creep. Okay. So what I mean by creep, it started creeping and it's going to take a longer time to get to 60. Now, keep in mind that this is going to vary from person to person on weight, you know what I mean, weather conditions and all this kind of stuff. This is my specific settings because as you can, situation, depending on primarily my weight. Okay, we've already seen that Aiden L got like 64. You know what I mean? So this is going to vary. But here's my thing that I just wanted to talk about because of Dualtron's marketing of saying, oh yeah, 70 miles an hour, people expect to get 70 miles an hour, like period. They expect that. But you got to take into account the power that it has. You got to know those power specs. You know what I mean? Okay, well, how much amps does it have? How is the a right amount of voltage being pushed through the battery? With this electricity, there's just multiple things. You know what I mean? And with scooters like the weped SST that I had and the And the Ryan, which I never tried, but there's ample video showing that that thing is topping out. But then weight will be a factor on a Ryan too. You know what I mean? If you see Wrong Way's video when he took off on the RE90, yeah.
Let's just go once more. Full screen. Tires are spinning all the time.
Yeah, dude, that is some fucking true ass power. Or how about the little clip of the dude taking off on the weped SST? Yeah, dude, these scooters are fucking monsters, dude. These scooters are scary fast. And because it just has more power, okay? These things are pushing out hella fucking amps, dude. It's those fucking amps, okay? So put it this way, because here's the thing with the limited, okay? That extra power that's gonna propel you to get that 70 miles an hour is that double tapping feature, okay? The overtaking mode. Because think about it, okay? Without the overtaking mode, those things are running on 45 amp controllers, okay? So that's 45, so that's 90, okay? It's only when you engage the double tap that you get those extra amps that give you that 120, but that is not continuous. You can't stay in that forever, okay? Maybe they did that for heat purposes or whatever. You can only stay in that. And I found out how long it is, okay? So the double tapping feature is approximately 10 seconds, okay? So you're gonna be in that for 10 seconds. And then the cooldown is 2 minutes, okay? So after 2 minutes, you can engage it again. It's just like a gaming, like an RPG game. When you have a certain skill, magic skill, there's a cooldown. You can't keep spamming like an ice move over and over again. It needs to cool down before you can use it again. So there's a cooldown on it, okay? Now, if you can stay in this mode continuously, you'd be fucking firing around. Like it'd be giving that extra power. So, well, by the way, I did not engage the overtaking mode when I did that. However, here's the thing though, and that I will agree with. Because they advertise it as a 70, I think maybe even for a 200-pound rider, if they're gonna make that bold statement of 70 miles an hour, even for at least a cap of a 200-pound rider, it should at least get 60 without overtaking mode on a slight uphill incline. And I mean slight uphill. Oh, that's another thing. I was going on a slight uphill incline, okay? It wasn't a straightaway. It was a slight uphill incline, okay? Slight, not major. Okay, so, yeah. So I would agree that if they're going to boast that, 70 mile per hour, it should at least get 60 for 200s. But that's why we got to do research and find out about specs and find out about electricity and what propels all that power. You know what I mean? So that's why the Ryan and the weped SST is just insane, dude. Like I told you guys, dude, when you hit the throttle on the SST, it's nothing like any of those fucking scooters. Woof, or, fucking Dualtron X, none of them, dude. None of them. Okay, when you hit the fucking throttle on that thing is just like, and you're just, for a second, you're just like, yeah, that's fucking scary. And it really is. So yeah, that's my whole take on that. That 120 amps is not continuous. Now, I just want you to keep in mind that this is going to vary from person to person by weight or whatever and all that. Now, here's the thing. If you're trying to get this scooter for primarily speed to, be able to propel to 70 miles an hour, I wouldn't, if you're like a 200-pound rider, I wouldn't do it, okay? If that's like a big deal for you, I would not do that. The only thing I can recommend you is like a weped SST. I can't really recommend a Ryan because I've never tried a Ryan, so I don't know. I know that I tried a weped SST, and I know that that thing can hit those speeds. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. So here's the thing: the fact that I'm a 200-pound rider and I get 56 without engaging the overtaking mode is, for somebody who wants the speed, is a little bit, under the threshold of satisfaction. Okay, it should at least be a 60. Okay, so if your thing is just for primary speed and you're 200, get something that has a lot of power. Okay, that's either the Ryan, okay, the weped SST that I can vouch for, or the Slack. The Slack is a scooter that Numo is working on. Numo's not terrible, okay? The Slack, if you guys look it up, it's called the Slack. That thing looks like it's going to be a beast. But then again, we have to see. I mean, he's in production with David's in production with it and all that. I talked to him. But that could be another potential scooter, okay? Or the weped FS. That thing's just gotta fly. That's like the new predecessor to the weped SST, right? So those are your options if you want a guaranteed 70 miles an hour, okay? Or at least like 65, at least guaranteed 65. Those things have so much power, okay? Think about it this way: one of the benefits of the limited is the 84-volt system, okay? And what the benefit of that is that I really like is that you're always going fast, okay? Even when my battery is low, I'm always going fast because it's an 84-volt system, so it's able to propel you at higher speeds even at fucking low ass battery. Okay, on my Storm, on the 72-volt Storm, doesn't happen. When it's low, I go slow, period. And if I'm really low and I put it on high and I hit it, I'm gonna cut off, because it just doesn't have as big of a battery as the limited. So if you want something that has decent speed, because 56 miles an hour is very fucking decent, dude. Like that's good. But in the argument that they're boasting 70 miles an hour. Here's one thing with that too. You guys gotta understand. They, at least from before, oh yeah, and remember the video I told you before from the people that posted? One dude said he let his son ride it and he got 73 miles an hour. Okay, but then again, there's no proof of that. But that was the dude in the comments. Shout out to that guy, dude. Thank you for that. But there's no proof of that because we don't have a video of it. So I'm just saying, I'm just giving you all the information. He got a slower speed because, and he does way less. And I think they live on maybe a countryer side where you can hit those roads. Like I live in the city, it's hard to do that. So keep that in mind, okay? Check my video, my last comments. Damn, dude, I wish I should have got the name, but the last dude, he said he got like 58. Shout out to you, dude. You know who I'm talking about. Put the comment and address yourself. When I say this, you're gonna know who you are. He said he had a Dualtron X, and he said his Dualtron X got like 58 miles per hour, and the Dualtron Limited is getting less speed than that. Okay, so now I've never owned a Dualtron X, but you would think that maybe it should be faster or as fast as the Dualtron X, at least for a 200-pound rider. Okay, so that's the decision that they made. Now, back to what I was saying, they usually advertise those speeds for a 140-pound rider, okay? People like his son, people like Electric Scooter Guy, these people are 140, 130 pounds, okay? That's a big difference from 200 pounds, okay? So obviously you can propel faster. You're gonna get more speeds. Now, it makes sense when you think about it. Okay, he got 58, I got 56. That's not too far off, okay? But then again, we don't know. If you could find somebody who, shows their specific weight and like, okay, I'm 140. Let's hop on this thing and I want somebody to make a video like, all right, yeah, shout out Vita Sapien. We're going to put this shit to rest right now. My name is Scooter Person Video Man, and and he shows his weight. And he's like, all right, I'm about to get on this shit. And if he's brave enough to top it out, we're going to really see what it is at a 140-pound rider. And then we could put that to bed, okay? But, my point is that it is going to vary on weight. But like I said, I want to address it again. I just want to make it clear. If you guys are looking for something that is guaranteed, that you need to go for more power, because remember, these things are 45 amp controllers. You know, when it was out and it was vague, that was just an extra for me when they said, oh, 120, blah, blah, blah. But the bigger battery, the 84 volt system, the build, just how it is what I wanted. There's a lot of other things that made me buy that scooter, okay? That was just extra because it was like a chameleon, because it had everything. It wasn't gonna, I knew it wasn't gonna be as powerful as my SST or anything, but it was kind of like a chameleon. It was kind of like everything in one, okay? So, but make a decision based off of your needs. I'm just here to give you the information. Then you can make a good purchase decision. So, in all honesty, I got 56 miles an hour, okay, without overtaking mode on a slight uphill climb. But, you know, like I said, maybe 60 would be, you know, probably a little bit better, but it just doesn't have the power. Now, another thing I want to address. Here's the thing with these scooters, okay? These scooters are very fast and they're very dangerous. So, you know how I'm always telling you guys to wear gear, okay? You need to wear gear, okay? So, I have fallen on, if you guys look at my old first video, I had a Chinese scooter, the T113. I fell on that one, going maybe 25 miles an hour. And that was because the left shock broke, completely broke. It was poorly constructed, very cheap. It broke, okay? After that, I started really paying attention to build quality and safety. And that was when I didn't wear no gear, no helmet, no nothing. And remember, if you guys are old school, you remember my old video I showed you where my Samsung earbuds saved me from scratching my chest? Those of you who watched all my videos, you know that, because I slid and my chest would have been scratched if I didn't have that Samsung earbud case in there. So that was the first one. The second one was on my Mantis Pro. I was riding my Mantis Pro and I hit something, okay? And it was a rock and I went down. And that's when I had a nasty scratch on my elbow. My shirt was all torn up and everything, and my hands were scratched. But mostly it was just my elbow because of the way I slid, and I was going maybe 25 or anything. Now, here's the thing. This is why I always wear gear now. After that, I bought the body armor that I showed you guys in the video, the helmet, everything. Now, I wear body armor, I wear motorcycle pants, and I wear a helmet. But there's one thing I hate wearing, but I will be wearing now, are gloves. Because I just hate the way the gloves feel. Because with the throttle and how tight the gloves are, and when you're trying to, like, you know, pull the trigger and all this bullshit, it's just, it feels really awkward. It feels like I don't have complete control over it. If I had the Ryan wheel thing, it would be better. But that's why I was like, I'll be all right, blah, blah, blah. Nope. So basically what I'm getting at is that I had a fall and I was going a lot faster, okay? And pretty much my gear saved my fucking ass, because my back, my arms, everything would have been, the skin would have been fucking gone, okay? So yes, I recently fell. Here's my hand, okay? All this on the bottom is, the skin is just fucking gone. I slid, okay? Now, from now on, I will always wear gloves, even though I don't like the way they feel. My hand is bleeding, everything, I guess, got fucked up, all right? Now, here's the thing. And it was the same fucking shit from a piece of a fucking rock that was blending into the damn ground. There's this path, bike path that I take, and there's these damn homeless people and the crackheads and shit, and they put rocks on the fucking road, like on the bike path and shit like that. It's weird. First it starts out as a tunnel and all that, and in the path. Now I'm very mindful and watchful now of the ground at all times. Remember, that's why I made the video, to tell you guys, watch the ground. Because if you hit a pothole or a rock, you are fucking going down. Period. Now I had my ultra wides on here and I still went down. It wasn't able to go over that. You're not in a car. But the rock was so fucking big that it would, maybe if it was smaller, I probably would have, but it was so big. Now, I usually watch the ground, but up until this point, it was at a point where the bike trail, is still going, but it's getting towards the light. It's near the bus stop where all the people are coming off. There's only people, there's no rocks. It's just always smooth, so I let my guard down and I wasn't looking. I was just looking straight ahead. Okay, because I'm like, oh, this area, there's not gonna be anything. Okay, but all the while from before, I was scanning my ass off, scanning. But in this area, you would think, oh, this is safe, blah blah, this is cool, it's fine. Nope. That fucking shit fucked me up. I hit it. So this is what happened. I was just going, and it's very scary when you fall on these, guys. It's scary. I was going like 35 and some change. I was going pretty fast. Okay. When you fall on these, it's fucking scary. Okay. So all I remember, I was just riding, and then out of nowhere, I went forward. Out of nowhere, I just went boom. And you don't even know it's coming. It's just like, what the fuck? I flew forward, flipped over, landed on the ground, and slid. I just remembered looking back, and I'm on my back, and I'm just sliding, and I'm looking at my scooter bouncing all around, just bouncing, and it was getting fucked up. And I was just sliding. I remember myself just like, I'm looking, and I'm just like, and I came to a stop, and I got up like, what the fuck? And I was pissed off because my hand was fucked. Now, aside from this, I got some pain in my elbow when I go like this. I got a knee pain when I walk right now. It hurts. So my knee, my elbow, and my hand, my joints, I can't lift up like this. But nothing was broken. Every time I've fallen, I'm so lucky I never break anything. So it's going to take a while to heal, but it will heal. Okay? Now, this is what I'm saying. And little imperfections in the road, there'll be like little indentations that blend into the road that I showed you on another video. You can hit one of those dips. You can't see them. That'll make you lose control and fall. This is why I tell you guys, pay attention to the ground. From now on, even in areas I think are safe, because as you've seen, I showed you that area does not look, it's like the people are there. It's like, there's a smooth walkway. It's getting towards the light. It's not even the bike path. It's like getting towards the city. You know what I mean? And I let my guard down. Now, never, dude. I'm always going to scan now. So what happened is my scooter got damaged. Okay. So I received damage on my throttle from sliding. There is a huge scratch marks from when the scooter was sliding while I was sliding. Just shaved off the top of my throttle. It didn't mess up the throttle, which I was really happy about, because it could have just destroyed it. The other damage I had was my kickstand completely broke off. Okay, it just broke off. Maybe the way it landed and it hit and flipped. I don't know how the hell that happened, but when the first hit came, it must have knocked the kickstand down. Then it landed on the kickstand and just broke it and pulled it off. This is bolted in. These are bolted in. That goes to show you how hard of a fall I had. Okay, it just tore it off, and I look at that. I'm like, fuck, man. Those goddamn fucking screw holes are gonna be like. It's going to be damaged. Like, it's going to be stripped. If it pulled it out like that, I won't be able to have a kickstand. I won't. Unless I could replace the little triangular metal thing that they have in there that they stick on the wall. It's just got 3 little screw holes in it. That's going to be impossible to get. They don't sell those. Some of these parts will be impossible to get unless you get it custom made somewhere. I received scratches on the side of where the Dualtron is. There's like a whole line of scratches from where it slid. So it looks ugly, but whatever. I don't really care about that. I mean, it looks bad, but I'm just happy it's working. You know what I mean? I'll figure out a way to fix it. So I received a big line of scratches on the side of the scooter. because I don't think there's any way to put the little scratch bolts that you could put on the Thunder or whatever, these big screws you could put in with these little things that stick out so that if you crash and it slides, it'll scratch that up and not the scooter. That's a downside to the Limited. I don't, you can't really do that on the Limited. So, or the Storm. What else did I have? I have some damage to my handlebar, where my handlebar one of the screws looks like fucking concrete or something is stuck in one of the fucking bolts. So like, how the hell am I gonna get the thing off? I'm gonna have to take my saw and I'm gonna have to cut it out if I can't dig out the debris that built up inside of that screw hole. I just looked at it and I'm like, holy shit. And then there's scratch marks all through, the top of the handlebar, that goes all the way down. Yeah. And then one other thing that happened is the castle nut got loosened up, because it was such a hard fall. The castle nut is the nut that's at the bottom, the two silver rings. So that got loosened up. So I had to take that off, clean it off. This is what it looks like when you take off the castle nut. Basically, you want to get the tool. There's a special tool that I'm using here that is used for it. You want to take that tool, get it from Alibaba. I'll put it in the description or something. And, that's how you get it off. And then just pretty much clean up all the old Loctite that's on it, because Loctite is definitely going to be needed for that. Now, here's a tip, too. If you guys ever take that off, make sure that you buy a heat gun. You can get a heat gun from the hardware store. I got mine from Ace Hardware. It's just a simple little heat gun that can produce a lot of heat. There's like 3 different settings to make it really hot. And just put it up against the castle nut or any other nut. Sometimes they put them in where the motor is and all that. Basically, if you're trying to unscrew it and it's not budging at all, do not push it. You're going to strip it and then you're going to be in a world of fucking hurt. I think that's what happened with when I was talking to Stefan, when he tried to do that with the motors. He tried to take the motor out. I think that there was probably some Loctite in that shit. And when he pulled too hard, it stripped the screw. Or it could have just been the force of the magnets. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's either one of those two. But make sure if you're pulling it and you know what muscle feels like where something should, come apart or loosen up, get a heat gun, take the heat gun to it, because it's going to melt the Loctite. It's going to melt it. And then when you go to take it off, it's going to come off hella easy. Okay. You may need to hit it again. It may start to budge a little bit. Just hit it with the heat gun again. Keep the heat gun applied in one area for a long time, then go to another area for a long time. Now, just keep hitting it with the heat gun. And then eventually you'll be able to take it off and then just wipe it down. Don't use water because you don't want to get rust or anything in there. Just use a cloth or something. Use your nail or something. Don't use anything sharp to mess up the threads, because those threads are very important. That's what's holding you up. You don't want those threads getting damaged. I just take my fingernail and kind of just go through it and then take a cloth and wipe off all the excess, and then put a couple of drops of some new thread lock on the little rings, screw them back on, make sure they're really fucking tight, and you're good to go. And then it's going to be solid again, because when I went on it and I tried to ride it, it's going crazy. It's going like this because the castle nut is loose. And I in another video I showed you guys where I found out that castle nut can get loose. So if you're getting a lot of rocking and you can't figure out anything else, check the castle nut. It's loose. And the thing is, the castle nut was still really tight. Like, you'll go and you'll try to move it and it doesn't just unscrew easily, either one. So you think it's really tight, but it's really not. It has loosened, you just can't tell. Okay. And there's also still Loctite on it. So you need to melt that Loctite and do it all over again. Take it out, get it in, boom, tighten the fuck out of it. And it was hard for me to do it because my hand hurts. Everything, movement, pressure, but I got it done. Okay. So that's my, little mishap that I've had. I want to share with you guys. Wear fucking gear. Okay. If I would not have had my body armor on, all this shit would have been, the skin gone, everything. My back, because it has a back plate, my back would have been all fucking, the skin just would have been gone. And my helmet was on too, because I kind of hit I hit the ground with my head a little bit, not that much. But if you don't have a helmet on, this shit, you could bust all your teeth out of your mouth, okay? I understand we want to top these scooters out, you want to have fun, but wear fucking gear, okay? You could fucking die on this shit, dude. These things are not a joke. Wear gear. It's important, man. And another thing, all right? So I have done this, my personal experience, my personal top out. I've done it, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going that fast on that shit no more. That shit is scary. Once you start getting to, when I got to 56, when you start getting that high and that fast, that shit is scary as shit on a damn scooter. That is scary. It's fun and it's exciting. I was like, holy shit. Like, and it was fucking crazy. But at the same time, it is scary. All right? Because you're in a tiny little scooter like that. Now, see what happened to me when I fell going 30 and some change. Imagine if I was going 56. You never know. Even though I was very watchful of the road or anything can happen. A car could come out or something can happen, and then you're falling in the middle of the street with other cars. It's dangerous, dude. So, I don't know, maybe 40, 45. At some point, like when it's late at night, or if it's a road that I know all the imperfections, I know where all the cracks and holes, and I know that I can go down, I may go a little fast, 50, whatever, just every once in a while. But as far as doing that shit, nah, man. I don't think I'll ever do that again, especially after falling a third time. Take my advice, guys, okay? I'm here to help you, okay? I'm here to give you the information. I'm not here to glorify the Dualtron. I'm not here to do that, because as you can see, I could have got on here and be like, yeah, bro, that shit was 68, 65. No, I'm not here to do that, dude. I'm here to give you the truth. I'm here to give you the real, based off of my particular situation, okay? It's going to be different for everyone. So I know I said it a bunch of times, but I just want to drive it home, okay? If you're a 200-pound rider and you want that guaranteed 70, or at least like 65, 68, maybe go for the SST or the Ryan, which I haven't tried. I can't recommend the Ryan, or the Slack. Look up the Slack, okay? That's by Numo. I think he posted a couple of videos. Check that out. That's supposed to be a beast. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I know it took a long ass time to do this, but like I said, there's a ton of videos out there. There's other people doing top outs or whatever. I mean, I'm just doing mine, and I'm just giving you the real. That's it. All right. Now, here's the thing about the limited. I personally love the limited. I love it. Okay. The only thing I'm worried about is I hope they got the controller right. I just don't need the controller burning out, and I'm hoping because it's just like the Dualtron Storm, the original one, where it was burning out the first batch, but then after that they didn't have any issues. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I love the scooter. I love the aesthetics of it. I love the way it feels. I love everything. The only downside to Dualtrons is the stems. Okay, even though you can get those good stem clamps and all that, the double stems that are on like the woofs and the turbo wolf Phaeton, dude, there's nothing like a double stem, dude. The double stems are fucking crazy good, dude. That's where you got to give it up for a wolf king, dude. You gotta give it up. Or the old God, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, there's a couple of them that have that double stem. That shit is great. Okay, it's super tight. There's no movement at all. Okay, that's one thing every scooter has its advantages and disadvantages. That's one thing that Dualtron will never be able to compare unless if they make a double stem. That does not compare to a double stem. I had the Turbo Will Phaeton. Double stem is the best. But it's not to say that a single stem is like terrible. It's just going to feel different. Because you got to remember all your weight, everything is going back and forth on one little fucking stem. So it's going to feel a little bit more move me. That's why you want it to be as tight as possible. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'm trying to think of everything I want to say. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment. Do your own testing. Tell me what you get. If you could do testing and you can get a video on it, let me know so I could go watch it, shout you out. You know, I can only do what I can do with my specific situation. So now you guys got the info on the speed. Now for the range test, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put out I did a range test with the old motors. I'm just gonna put that out and show you what I got. Because I don't think it's gonna really make a difference with the motors. It's gonna be the same fucking shit. So I'll try to find that and put that out. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Remember, keep your family tight. Always help others, man. Just keep positive energy, okay? And don't subscribe, don't like. The real ones know what I mean. I'll see you guys later.